Hello. The film you're about to watch is a little bit different than what you might expect on my channel. I won't be flying in a fighter jet or touring a Navy ship, at least this time around. But instead, I'll be telling a story that is deeply personal to me. You see, what got me started as a filmmaker and what's inspired me to make these videos you've grown so accustomed to seeing actually began during my time in the military. Both while on active duty and in the time that has passed since I've been out, I've had the opportunity to meet so many veterans. Many, though, who are still battling the daily struggles that come with post-traumatic stress disorder. However, what you don't always hear about are the organizations working around the clock to provide life-saving support to veterans suffering from PTSD. And when I heard Scott and Nikki's story, it left an impact so deep, I knew I had to share it with all of you. My goal is to show that there is hope and help for those suffering long after their uniforms have been put away. And together, we can help amplify that message and bring awareness to all veterans in need. So with that, I'm incredibly honored to bring you the exclusive premiere of our short film, Nikki.
Normal day that day, but no other issues going on.
This year, June 25th fell on a weekend, but this date, June 25th, must not go unnoticed. It's the 20th anniversary of the vicious terror attack on Khobar Towers in Saudi Arabia. At least 19 families were painfully aware of this anniversary. It's the date their loved ones serving us in uniform were murdered. 19 U.S. Air Force personnel died in that terrorist attack. More than 350 others were injured. And who did it? Hezbollah with a truck bomb.
I was trying to realize whether what I was hearing and experiencing was a dream, but I could tell from the echo that was continuing on that what I had heard was real.
We were only one building back from the building that got hit the hardest, and our room was totally
Anyone who
devastated.
attacks one American attacks every American, and we protect and defend our own.
What I really want to do here and now is just to make sure those 19 families know, yes, we remember the names of these courageous men. These 19 lives mattered. They're heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice.
22 veterans a day are committing suicide.
That's over 8,000 lives a year lost, with PTSD often being a contributing factor. And what are veterans?
I wanted to just share with you that, for those of you out there who are suffering from anxiety, depression, PTSD, whether it's military service related or not, you're not alone. You're never alone. If they need somebody to talk to, we're here.
Come on, Nikki, come on. Coming home, I feel like I'm a type of person where I can hide things really well. I can press things down deep, press on, and I think I did that really well.
He came home and just carried on with that and didn't talk about it. So I really didn't know that he was struggling for a really long time.
Part 2 happens in 2020 for me. As we all know, COVID entered our lives.
Tonight, U.S. airports on high alert.
When that happened, words like lockdown, quarantine, threat, big, huge fires going on up the McKenzie River, very close to home, to where it was black. And so there's threat of fire, there's people evacuating, dumpster fires, broken glass, the streets, people being threatened. And the icing on the cake for me is in 2020, my mom was very sick and had gone to the emergency room 10 times in 12 months. And she passed away in February of 21. I couldn't, the anxiety, the hypervigilance, the depression of the state of our world and losing my mom. I went to the VA for help, and through counseling, they determined I had PTSD, most likely due to what happened in the desert stemming from that.
It is amazing to me, the more I am involved in working with these amazing men and women, how their world is small because of the symptoms of PTSD that are keeping them from living life with their families. But there's nothing that has affected the veterans that I have met like a service dog will. It is a very holistic way to learn how to live life with freedom and independence because they're using that service dog as a tool to help mitigate these symptoms of PTSD that is making their world big. I think one of the greatest misconceptions that people have about service dogs, especially veterans with service dogs, because we're dealing with typically invisible wounds of war, is that these people just want their pets with them. This is a luxury, and it's not. It is a necessity to live life to the fullest and to overcome the symptoms of PTSD.
That's fine, huh?
So when you see a veteran with a service dog, the typical training would be, number one, they have to navigate the outside world.
We're gonna go ahead and line up and go through one at a time. And just handle your dogs, remember your muscle memory.
They have to be able to handle any environment and they have to do it flawlessly. But number two, the dogs learn to task for the symptoms of PTSD, which would be waking people up, veterans up from nightmares, being a social barrier, social mobility, alerting on adrenaline, pressure therapy. That just names a few things that end up bringing incredible change for these lives of our American heroes. Come on.
I loved the idea of a companion at least, but I was intrigued to know more how a service dog could help me.
Okay, easiest question you have, just look here and tell us your first and last name.
My name is Scott Hill.
And I know how to spell it, but just in case we don't mess it up.
Our dogs go to foster homes for 8 to 12 months. And when Nicky came back, he was so impressive and he was so beautiful. I actually considered keeping him as one of our stud dogs.
When I met Nicky for the first time, it was...
I would have to say love at first sight, but immediately Nicky
jumped up in my lap, was licking my face. It was a wonderful moment. And, you know, next to my wife, this is my new closest friend.
We trained these dogs prior to the veteran ever meeting them. And Nicky just did everything with flying colors. So when I first started seeing Scott's handling skills, I already knew that they were going to be a great team, and sometimes it doesn't always go like that.
Give it. Oh,
So Scott went through 5 weeks of training with us, and right off the bat, he showed promise, and the team together, we just knew that that pairing was absolutely going to work.
He has a personality that I can depend on. He's confident, he's fearless. He's also very, very intelligent and highly skilled.
Scott and Nicky together, they found their way forward through the training, through the obstacles. As their relationship grew, Scott's skills grew.
You know, coming here, I wasn't 100% sure how a service dog would help me, to be honest. His presence is a comfort. That personality and attitude he has to, you know, be positive and, you know, take the escalators with no hesitation, gives me strength and a power I didn't have before. Thankfully, you know, a year into it, what life is like now is he's a part of my life now.
I remember Scott talking about how Nicky held the combination to the lock that he had been in for decades, and he was actually allowing himself to feel for the first time.
Nicky is my wingman in life. I know he's got my back, even while he's leading me. I've come to realize that there are aspects in my life that are broken, wounded, or locked up. And Nicky has become the key to freedom and healing for me.
For Scott and Nikki, first of all, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your courage and your perseverance. I could not ask for a better partner. You have used the gift to its highest level, and you're breaking barriers, and you'll continue to do so.
To a veteran who's considering a service dog, in order to gain healing and freedom, you have to take a step. And if you can't trust people, try trusting a dog.